Hey there, and welcome to my YouTube channel, Upcycled Adulting, where I am here to help you upcycle your real life into your best life by creating healthy habits, overcoming obstacles, and growing to accomplish your goals. And today we're going to be talking about the Mac Daddy of obstacles, the biggest obstacle of all of the obstacles, and that is stress. And we're not just talking about stress. I've been talking about stress for a while. I'm going to be talking about the dangers of stress, why you should be taking this so seriously, like it is a life and death thing, because here's the truth. It is. We live in a culture that has normalized stress. We even have created hustle culture, which is essentially stress culture, right? We never feel like we're doing enough. We never feel like we're keeping up. We consistently feel shame about being lazy or not having enough willpower or not being productive enough consistently. And we stay in this chronic state of stress all the time. Now, listen, stress is a good thing. We need to have stress. We need to experience stress. If we have an important job interview or a project that's due, or we are, out in the wild and a lion for some reason starts chasing us, stress has a very important biological function. It's important for our immunity. It's important for fighting off colds or dealing with internal physical stress. It's important for dealing with external stress. It is important. The problem is that most of us are staying in a constant state of stress. And that constant state of stress is dangerous to your physical health, to your mental health, to your relationships, and to your cognitive function. And I understand that you may be watching this and thinking, oh, you don't get it because I have a stressful life and that there's just nothing I can do about it. And for that reason, I want to share a little bit about myself and my life. And also because I think some of you have been watching videos for a while and you're like, who is this lady anyways? So let me just tell you, I am a mom of 5 kids. 2 of my kids have special needs. One has autism, the other has ADHD. Both have dyslexia. My 3 oldest kids, we're in a blended family situation I have raised, but they are from my husband's first marriage. They live full time with us. They all have early childhood trauma. They have all struggled with mental health issues, substance use disorders, eating disorders. We've had basically everyone in our house in therapy at some point or another long term. My father passed away at 43 years old when I was a young adult, predominantly due to stress, which we'll get into later. My husband and I have owned businesses. We've been through profound financial stress. I myself have actually been homeless. I have been a single parent. I have done the stress. I've done the stress. I'm the oldest child of teenage parents in the early 70s. I was parentified young. I felt the responsibility of caring for my younger siblings emotionally and otherwise. I tamped down all of my own emotional needs, and I spent many years as an adult in therapy. If there is one thing in this world I understand well, it is stress. And if there is one thing I understand in addition to stress, it's how to deal with it, even when you're not quite equipped well. You don't have a toolbox of resources. I felt for so long, I read the books, went to the conferences, did coaching, did therapy, did all the things. And I felt like there was this huge gap of what I was expected to come in with, what people assume you have in your toolbox to cope with stress or to build stress resilience. And I didn't have any of those things. Okay. I didn't have a village. I didn't have family support. I didn't have an education and earning potential. I didn't have the resources for many, many years to hire therapists and coaches. I didn't have the things that most people say, oh, well, if you have stress, just do these things. Like it's so easy. I didn't have access to those things. And as a mom of children with special needs, I couldn't just take the time for self-care. Just make it a priority because you can't pour from an empty cup. Sometimes you have to pour from an empty cup as a mom. And when you continually do that over and over again, I'm here to tell you, you will get sick. And I ended up with a chronic health condition. I have an autoimmune condition, so now I have navigated that. I have struggled with PTSD, with generalized anxiety disorder, with depression. Listen, I get it. With fertility issues. I get it. I understand that you're stressed. I understand that there's too much to do and not enough time to do it. I understand that your life has incredibly stressful things to navigate. I am not saying I understand all of those things or I have gone through all of those things personally, because none of us have. What I am saying, though, is that I am a real person who's had very stressful, very traumatic, very challenging things that I have also had to navigate. And I am not assuming that you are equipped to navigate any of those things. I'm also a Gen Xer. I did not have the hustle culture problems that I see younger people experiencing, did not have that to that degree. So I do get it. It is different. But what I want you to know is that the level of stress you're living with is not normal and it's not safe. And I think it's time for someone to actually say that. I feel like we're all stressed. It's all too much. We're all too busy. But while that may be true, that doesn't mean it's okay. My generation has the longest lifespan. And I am convinced that one of the reasons for this is the increased level of stress and pressure people are experiencing. Because here's the truth. Stress is a major contributing factor to many chronic health conditions, including autoimmune conditions, heart disease, and because it interferes with sleep, it's also a major impactor to diabetes and to many, many other health conditions. Okay. I mean, I could stand here all day and tell you all the health conditions that are impacted by stress. And I think most of you know that on the periphery. But the reality is, when you start to see it, when you start to see the people around you actually losing their lives because they've lived in a state of stress, it's a very different impact. And even though my own father had high blood pressure before he was 30, started having heart attacks in his late 30s, and passed away in his early 40s, I still lived a life of constant pressure and constant stress. I didn't know how not to. I didn't know how not to. I didn't know how to stop. I didn't know how to slow down. I didn't know what to do. I did not know. And learning how to do that became a life and death situation for me, which is why I share it with you. Stress is dangerous. In addition to that, stress is going to exacerbate any mental health condition you struggle with, can even cause mental health conditions, can be major contributors to them. It takes a toll on your relationships, impacting how you feel about your partner or how you feel about your loved ones. Causes all kinds of resentment. I have to tell you, I spend a lot of time on social media as part of my job, and I'm in a lot of groups with moms. And the number of times I see people's marriages end in divorce because of stress, just solely because of stress, where I can look at it and say, this is stress. This is why this is happening, is shocking. And I'm not saying they all end that way. I'm saying it's profound, the number that do. Before y'all get in my comments and tell me you have other reasons, I get it. But it is profound, the number that do. In addition, stress takes a massive toll on your cognitive function. So it makes you fatigued. It makes it difficult for you to remember things. It makes brain fog more prominent and predominant. And the issue is that we often feel like we can't slow down and we can't stop doing what we're doing. But what we don't realize or recognize is that not addressing the stress is making everything take longer. It's making everything harder. So when we say, I'm so stressed and I can't slow down because then I'll fall behind, right? Then I will be letting people down. I won't be getting it done. What we don't realize is that until we address the stress, that overwhelming burden is going to get heavier and heavier as we become less and less effective and efficient at dealing with it, because the stress is literally crowding our brains. The stress is literally making us physically ill. The stress is literally causing us to take longer and to be less productive and less capable of navigating and managing the things we need to navigate and manage in our lives. And before you say it, because I know someone is thinking it. I remember watching videos like this and thinking to myself, but she doesn't know all the time that I waste, right? Zoning out on social media, binge watching Netflix, laying on the couch, vegging out when I should be doing things. And if I was doing things in that time, I wouldn't be overwhelmed. I wouldn't be so stressed. And I am here to tell you that the reason why you're doing those things is because you are too stressed. You are so stressed that your brain and or your body are shutting you down. This is a survival mechanism. This is to prolong your ability to function because you are so stressed that literally, you have shut yourself down for parts of your day, for parts of your week, for parts of your life. You probably find yourself dissociating. You probably find yourself checked out. You probably find yourself zoned out. That's because of stress. That is one of the first signs of burnout. You are burning out every single day. You are literally burning out every single day. I cannot emphasize enough how important this is. How important it is to make a commitment to prolonging your lifespan, prolonging your health span, prolonging your relationships and making them healthier, to practicing mental health hygiene, all by doing one thing: addressing your stress level. It is not normal. It is not normal, and we have got to stop normalizing it as a society. I want you to subscribe to this channel. I'm going to come back next week. I'm going to talk about 7 tips to address the stress. These are real life tips, real life things that you can start doing now. In addition, if you are not already in Inner Circle, there is an ebook in Inner Circle that will help walk you through how to address stress right now. Even if your life is crazy, insane, difficult, challenging, overwhelming, you have a million things on your plate, you cannot see straight. This ebook is going to help you. And one of the ways in which it's going to help you is it's not just a book. It also has worksheet pages in there. And one of those pages is instant stress relievers, right? Because I know that one of the things that we need to do to even begin to tackle our stress level is to instantly reduce or bring down the boil, okay? And if you think about this, right, if you have water in a pot and it's boiling over, and for those of you who don't know this hack, you may learn something here. You have water in a pot. The pot is boiling over. That's where most of us are with our stress. What do? You drop an ice cube into the water, okay? And it brings the temperature down. It makes everything calm down. And that's what these instant stress relievers are going to do for you. They're going to be like the ice cube. They're going to bring your boil level down so that you can actually start to think straight and address your stress and build a life, design a life where you can be more productive, more efficient, have more time for the things that you love and enjoy and want in your life without all the stress. I promise you. I know it sounds impossible because I have been where you're sitting, but it is real. This is real. In addition, you'll also see that I have a 7-step stress workshop and a 7-steps stress workbook. So all of these resources are available in Inner Circle. Get in there, use the link below to check it out, see if it's right for you. But I promise you, we're going to work on reducing that stress level. And then we're going to be working on who you are without the stress, what comes next, and help you find your goals and what you want for your life so that you can have a well-crafted life, because I promise you, you deserve that. You are absolutely amazing and you deserve it. You don't have to continue living like this. You don't. I'm going to see everyone next week. Again, do not forget to subscribe and check out Inner Circle. I hope to see you all there. Bye, everyone.